Hey all of you, hope you guys are great. So in this video, we're going to connect the NFT marketplace API to the front end. Okay, so this video is going to be very short. Let's connect the API. So here I have opened the project, and actually what I have done, I'm working on a different application and I'm using the same API. So I'm going to show you in that example, okay? So what I can do is, here you can see this is the entire project and this is the API. So let me come to my browser and let me show you. So here you can see this is the application which I'm building on. So I just want to give you a little bit glimpse that what I have built. So it's a really amazing application. So let me open this one, and this is what I'm currently working on, dev pointer. So this is the name which I have given to this application, and if I scroll down from here, you can log in, join. This is the Discord server. So it's not live currently, I'm working on it. So here you will find a lot of resources, and this is the login page. So let me come down, and this is the fun part. So you can create your account and you can have all these invoice, payment details, everything and all. So okay, so this is the currently I'm working on, and this is the one cool thing I have built. So if I click on this lesson, so here you will have your lessons. So some of the courses will have in free, so you can easily able to access, and some of the paid courses I will have also in this. So you can click here, and from here you can easily able to navigate, and you can pick the timestamp, the portion you want to learn. Okay, so and from here you can easily able to find all the resources about the project, like GitHub link, my link, and from here you can download the startup, everything. Okay, so this is so I'm using the same API for this application as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you in this. So let's come back to the code and let's go back to my Visual Code Studio, and here you can see what I have done simply. So I have simply created a new file by the name API. So I believe that you guys have followed the entire API course, whatever we have built in that, because if you haven't watched that, nothing will make sense. Okay, so all I have done, I have came to my Next.js project, and here I have all of these files. So I hope you guys have also familiar with the folder and file structure which we have covered in NFT marketplace. So and this is the page, and this is the all pages we have created for this application. Okay, not for the NFT marketplace. All the app, account, blockchain data, creator, Discord. So these are the different pages for this application, and all I have done is to created a folder by the API. So make sure to create this folder, and here I have created two more files. So here I have this config.env. so make sure that you have this config.env file in our API. So the same file we are using here, you can see this is the same file I'm using. Don't use this string, this is my server, I'm showing you, but don't use it. Okay, obviously after this tutorial I'm going to delete that, so it's not going to work for you. So this is my config file. So I hope you guys have followed that config file. This is my server. I haven't done any changes. I have done changes. I'll show you what are the changes I have done here to connect with the front end. This is my app.js. So this is the entire app.js file which I have simply copied from the NFT marketplace API, and I haven't done any changes. You can see I still have this comment. So if I scroll down, the only change I have done in the router section, but because this application I'm building for the course, not for the NFT, so I have changed the endpoint. That's the only change I have done this in app.js. And if I come back to the server.js file, so here you have to do a little bit change. And this is the entire server file we have created in the API, in the NFT marketplace API. Simply copy that, and I have done a little bit changes. So the changes you have to do is this one. You have to use this next, and this will allow you to connect the front end and the server together, and you can easily able to fetch the data. So that's the one change we have done. And here we have set the environment variable to development. You can change this to production, but I'm going to use it in development environment. So that's what we have to pass here. And here we are creating the server using this Next.js, and in that we are passing this development environment. So this is going to be our server, and this is the handle we have implemented, and this handle is coming from this next, and then we have this function called get request handler. So these are the 4 codes you have to write. Okay, these are the 4 code you have to write. Make sure to write the exact one. There is no changes in the config file. There is no changes in the mongoose for connecting with the database. There is no changes in the port. And here we have to do the changes. So here we have taken the server which is coming from next, and that we are calling this prepare. Then, and here we are calling this get method, and that we are returning this handler. Remember, this is the handler we have created, and this will allow us to make the request on the server. That's the one thing. And then we are simply running out our app.listener, the server, on the port. So this is the only change you have to do. Make sure to do the changes whatever I have explained in this file and the app.js file. So if you're done with those changes, now come back to the package.json file, and here we have to do the changes. So here we are in the package.json file, and in the dependency you can see I'm using the same packages which we have used in the API. So make sure to install all of these packages one by one, okay? Don't install together, that will throw you an error. So first install the Express, then Mongo, then Morgan, okay? Because I was trying to install together, but I was getting an error. So make sure to install one by one, that will have no issues. So these are the dependencies you have to use, and here you have to do the changes. So this is the production, this is the server script. And that we are mentioning that this time we want to run not from the like index page, we have to run from the server. So in the dev environment, we have to pass node mon server.js. This is the build folder, this is the start, lint, server, and these things. So make sure to do all of these changes which I have done here. So we are done with these changes, okay, in the package.json file. Let's come back to the API folder, okay, and here all the funs begin. So I haven't done any changes. If I click on this control file, here we have this. Instead of NFT, I have this course controller, I have the same error controller, I have same user controller, and here I have created one view controller, okay. So I click on this controller, the course controller, and here you can see I haven't done any changes. All I have done that I have simply imported the model which we have created, okay. So I hope you guys haven't forgot that, and we are using the same API feature, catching and error, because we have to display the error as well, okay. And here I have done the changes in the naming. So instead of we were calling that alias top NFT, I'm calling course, and the same thing I'm doing. And earlier we were passing NFT on our data model, we are passing course, that's one. So make sure wherever you are using NFT, in there you have to pass the course, and you can see this is the course we are getting from the query, and that's what we are returning. Same thing I'm doing for the create. So we are calling on create, and here we are simply passing the data. If I open this single, all I can see course, we are calling the find method, and then we are checking for the course, and that's what we are passing. Same goes for the update, no changes in that. Same goes for the delete, there is no changes, we are calling on the course. Same for the stats. So all I have done, I have changed the naming. As I told you at the very beginning of the NFT development, that we are building this entire NFT on a reusable model, okay. So whenever, no matter what kind of application you want to build, all you have to do is to change the name, and the entire API would be absolutely working fine. So this looks good. You can see no more changes we have done. And here we have this still the same function, and I'm going to use this swim on. In that I have simply passed this name, course, instead of NFT, and all of these are same, okay. So make sure to simply pause and watch one by one. So this is our NFT controller. Let's come back to the error handler. So here we haven't done any changes, still we have everything here. You can see all of these looking fine, the same thing, all the validation check we were doing. So I haven't done any single changes here, because this entire error handler we have built on the base of reusability, okay. So simply close that one. If I come to the user, so we haven't done anything for the user, okay. So we are only focusing on the NFT, fetching the data for the NFT, not for the user. I'll cover that part in the next later video, okay. Once I complete this one, in that I will explain you that how you can connect the user part. But right now we are focusing only on the NFT, but in my case it's the course one. And if I come to the view, which you don't need to worry about this, because this is a separate part, and this is the course data, and that I have nothing, because we're going to fetch the data from the server. This is the model we have, and here we have the entire model. So I'm using the same model. So this is the name, the same validation we are running here. Here I have done the changes in the validation, because this name, this course name can be more than 60 characters, okay. So I built the logic on that. So this is the name we have, then we have the title, okay. So because every single course will have a title, then it will have a summary, then it will have the description, then it will have the difficulty, then it will have the durations. And here I have added extra fill, because every single video will have a particular resource from where I'm fetching the video. So these are the data we have, and we have the complete file. So I will provide you this code in the course in complete. So this is the slug, and this is the video ID. And here I've been storing the information about the creator. So who is creating the course, what is his YouTube channel, GitHub, profession, description. So that's the data I'm taking. Then I'm taking the link. So if I want to provide the resources of any particular thing, so I can simply provide that with the name. And here we have chapter, because the course I will upload, that will be in multiple chapters. So if I come back to the application and the browser, so you can see this is the course page, and if you click on this, here you will have all of these chapters, okay. in that we are displaying this, and here I'm going to allow a couple of lectures for free. So that's the logic I have also included. So if I come back into my Visual Code Studio, so this is the chapter. So I have 3 chapters. You can add multiple chapters, and I'm also providing rating. So user can give rating, quantity, and the price. So currently it's going to be a 0 because I'm not going to charge anything for this particular course, but in my future course I'm going to charge discount, images, and the same thing. You can see I haven't done any single changes in this entire data model, this virtual properties, all these slugs, everything and all. No changes I have done, because as the very beginning in the API course I told you that we're going to follow the reusable model, and that's what I have implemented. All you have to do is to simply utilize the same model in any type of application. So this is the model we have defined. If you come back to the router, here you have this user router, sorry, course router. In that, all I have done, I have simply changed the name. Instead of NFT, I have called this course, and we are calling the REST function. If you come back to the user, we haven't done anything in that. And if you come to the view, so this is one is for different, the paid one, so that's why I keep in this different file. Okay, so okay, here we have the utility. If I click on this, we haven't done any single changes in this API feature because this one is reusable. This is the app error, we haven't done any changes in this, and this is the catching error, we haven't done any changes in this. So I hope you guys have got the idea of the entire API structure and the server and the app.js and the config file. So everything's looking fine. So make sure to do these changes, the changes in the package.json file. And now if I open that, so you can see here we are making all the calls. Here we are making all the calls both in the front end and the server. So if I simply stop and clear the terminal, so right now my application is shut down, so it's not working. So if I come reload, you can see we'll get this error. If I come reload, it's not working. So now we're going to start the API and the front end application. So you can see for starting that we have to run this command. So node module servers, and we have to initialize this file server.js. So let's type npm run dev, hit enter, and you can see our server is also open and our application is also open. But right now you can't able to find that 3000. Okay, so all you have to do is to remember the slug. So that's why I have keep this one here, and you can hit that route and your application is back on running. You can see, you can simply visit, you can access all the page, you can easily able to find all the resources. You can go to the account one, you can see all the information. So very soon I'm going to make this video live, in that I'm going to upload my couple of paid courses and the consultant things, so you guys can get this. From here you can easily able to access. Okay, so I'm done with the entire UI part. Currently I'm connecting with the backend, so it will take like close to 20 to 30 days to test and do the security test, then I'll make it live. Okay, so everything's working fine. Come here and tell me how this logo looks like. Okay, so I just want to have your feedback. Is it good, or I have to come up with a different one? So if you guys have any idea, do let me know in the comment section. That would be really helpful for me. So that looks pretty fun. Let's open this. I'll open this inspect element and I can go to the console, and here you can see I got this object. Okay, so let me show you how you can get this data. So here I'm already getting all of this data. So right now I have created this too, I'm getting that. So let me show you. Come back in the code, and here you can see close this one. And for making an API call, I'm simply following the React context, but in my paid course we're not going to follow that. We're going to follow the Redux because that one is really powerful. But for the time being I'm following this context. So I have created this context file, in that I have this course.context, and this is the entire context we have created for the application. So we haven't done anything fancy. We have React, XCS, we have created our context, this is the provider, and this is the function we have written, and here we are returning the entire data. If you come back to the API.js, here we are simply wrapping the entire application, so we can easily able to have all the access. The same old logic we are following. Hope you guys haven't forgot that. So if you have forgot that, make sure to watch the NFT and DeFi and other project which I have built. So what I did here, I've taken my root domain. So this is my root domain, and you can see if you come here, this is the root domain, localhost 3000, and that's what I have defined. But in the actual world, what happened that when you will deploy this application to any remote location, or maybe you want to deploy this API only in a particular location and you want to use it. So in that scenario, what happened that you have to buy the domain name. So this is our domain name. So this is our domain name which is running on our local host, and this is the endpoint we have defined for the API. Hope you guys haven't forgot that. This is for all NFT. In your case, it's NFTs, but in my case, it's courses. So that's the changes I have done. That's the simple changes I have done. Okay, here I'm using this XCS, I'm calling this get method and then resolving, and here I'm simply passing the data. So if I save it, you can see everything is working fine. Database is connected, running for 3000. Everything is working fine. Simple fetch method I have called. If I come here, go to this, here you can see reload the browser, and here you can see I got all of the data. You can see inside the data I have this course created, and in that I have all of this data. So this is the chapter 1, in that I have this 2 chapter. In this chapter 3 I have this 2. In chapter 2 I have this only 1. Here we have the name of the creators. Here we have the descriptions, easy, duration of the course, then the file path, the ID, the cover picture, the link resources. So everything which I have provided, that's everything's working fine. Okay, so if I want to create one more resource, I can do that very easily. So all I have to do is to open in the Postman. Here you can see I have already created a different folder. So in your case, you might have this file, but in my case I have created this new folder by the free course, because I'm going to provide a couple of courses for free. And here we have this course, get course. So and if I make a call, you can see our server is running, and I can able to find the same data which I was getting right in my browser. The same data I'm getting in my Postman as well. You can see all of the data. If I come here in the create, so I can easily able to create. So the logic we have built that the name should be unique. So I have already created this. So let me change the name. I'll say free, and here I have provided all the information: the title, summary, description, duration, difficulty, starter file, file name, video ID, creator information, the link information, then chapter informations. All of these things we have provided. All this post method, not get method. I hope you guys haven't forgot that. Here we can create the course. So right now we have 3 courses. So earlier we had 2. So let me bring this up. Right now we are making a get request. So right now we have 2. The moment we click on the request, I'll get 3. And if you come back to the browser, right now you can see we have this 2 array. Let me close this one. We have 2 array. And the moment I will refresh the browser, and I can easily able to have this result 3. If you open that, in that we have this result 3 array. So this is how you can write and you can retrieve the data. So once you get this data, I believe that it's a piece of cake to all of you to render in the front-end application. Okay, so right now you have all the data in form of this JSON. All you have to do is to print in your front-end applications. So the same old logic we have to follow, the logic we have followed in our NFT marketplace. So when we were connecting the smart contract and fetching the information from the IPFS using the XCS package, and we were deconstructing that. Okay, so same logic we have to follow. Let me show you. So if I come here, if I go to my GitHub, and this is the code, I guess. Okay, so if I come here, this is the same logic we have to follow. I don't want to do the same old repetitive thing. So if you come here, you can see we are using this XCS package, and here we are making that XCS call. So where it is, if I scroll down all the way, this is the wallet connect, this is the connect wallet, IPFS, this is the create NFT, this is the sell NFT, and here we have this fetch NFT. So you can see we have used the provider, and here we have used this item iterator. We have called this promise all. We are getting all of this data, and here we are calling this XCS method, because all of the data is stored in this URI which is coming from the IPSS, and from there we are making a request, and we are simply deconstructing and passing the data here and rendering in the front end. So this is the exact thing you have to do to get the data, to get this, where it is, this data, and you will have the same model, the model we have defined, and you can easily able to render in the front end application. Okay, so if you haven't watched the NFT marketplace API, the way we have built that project, then it will be a little tough for you. So make sure to follow that, and everything would be easy for you. So right now we have this data, so you can easily able to build and display in the front end application. So that's the only thing I want to cover. Hope this video is already getting long, and I was getting a lot of requests, a lot of comment from all of you guys that to show that how to connect the server in the application. So as I was building this project, so I thought that let's show you in this. Okay, you guys have seen that I haven't done any changes in the data modeling. All I have done that I have changed the resource name. So instead of NFTs, I have called courses, and I have followed the same structure. So make sure to follow the exact thing, and you will have your data here, and you can easily able to render it in your front-end application. With that, I'm ending this video, and if you still have any confusion, any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to cover that. With that, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.